Do
Sounds
it.
good.
They don't know, but we are live. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome.
So it's Elder's turn to actually do that. That's why I didn't put together the script. So Elder, take it from here.
Nobody knows. They're gonna know. All
So
right,
tonight,
guys.
we're going to be
Go on.
checking out. Oh, Elder, my bad. Go for it. Let me drink some Bob Tears while you're doing that.
Bob Tears. Turn that so you can get a free advertisement on there. What is that? Maple Red Ale. He has such classy looking, like, not classy, very log cabin type style stuff, you know? Flannel. He has a flannel shirt on his beer.
Like I said, Bob Tears.
Oh no! Please take it away, sir. I wish I could jump over you.
let's go check out the latest episode of Inside Star Citizen. What is this one called? Inside Star Citizen To and Fro with Cargo.
To and Fro with Cargo. Yes, sir.
When did we become? Never mind.
Dude, this is the FedEx.
To and Fro with Cargo. So yeah, we're doing. I think we mentioned it was Sunday, right? We mentioned about doing a React video for the Inside Star Citizen and other content. Yes, I know. We'll turn this into a PvP chat somehow. I promise.
So
anyway,
how do you guys like organizing your boxes with cargo? Do you like doing it vertically or horizontally? What's your preference?
Who is this guy?
So, I thought he liked the do cargo stuff. I don't know.
I like to steal it. That's about it.
I know Rocco liked doing cargo stuff. I remember he got trapped doing 2 hours. I'll talk about that forever.
No, there was that one night. Let's talk about this. This is so he was planning to hijack a reclaimer that night, right? And then he had to go AFK, and they managed to get back all the way to the Armistice, and then they paid him. So he was, trying to blend in that entire night, and then stack the boxes, and then went AFK, and then they got into the safe zone, paid him off, and then it was just like, oh shit, I went AFK. I didn't even realize like what happened.
On a good note, I mean, he made a ton of money, right? That he can't use because of the, nobody cares about money. Just pretty legit. Much, yeah. He bobbed the whole time. We hung out the whole time, watched the whole thing. It was, and I was like, he's going into freaking Armistice. He's not gonna be able to do anything. Sure enough.
All right, should we start the episode?
Yeah. So,
it has started. Please. Where have you been?
Yeah, but this is the episode. This is what we do.
You and your flannel.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah.
All right, since we're doing that, okay, my turn.
I've been dying to use that.
Night City.
All right. We're doing an Inside Star Citizen thingamajiggy there. Go ahead, please. You be better presenting.
Yeah. Okay, so let's check out the latest episode, To and Fro with Cargo. If you want to switch over to the media panel, we can take a look at that.
Cargo sits at the very heart of the non-combat Star Citizen experience. As it continues...
Who's on?
Why is it coming through twice?
What's coming through twice?
Oh, I don't know. Do it again. Play it.
To evolve in the upcoming Alpha 323 and beyond.
Duplicated audio?
Its next major evolution is less about the places you'll go and more about the ones you'll start and come back to. Now, hangars, whether they...
Okay. Check your media sources. It looks like we have...
It's coming through desktop, yeah.
Multimedia. You know why? It's because you have desktop audio on, and then you have this through the Stream Together. This is through like a different source. This would be from the what? No, that doesn't make any sense either.
Yeah, it doesn't. Because if I muted it on here, I wouldn't hear it at all. We are Bob's. Yeah, the video audio is duplicated.
They're persistent, instanced, personal, or staging make up the next frontier of cargo gameplay. And we went to Chad and his team for an early look at where they're going and how they're progressing. Let's find out more.
Is that
I I got it.
So yeah, we've had a couple ISCs before to talk about the new cargo and hangars features coming. But now that we're here and about to release things, we want to talk a bit about how that impacts your play experience, even if you don't care at all about cargo.
Oh, cargo. Yay.
Yay. Okay.
I care about cargo and how much I can sell it for. Take. Yeah.
Hey, look, it's Board Gamers Army right there. That's pretty awesome. That's the one that River keeps talking about, right?
So let's start with persistent hangars. What are they and what does that mean? So a persistent hangar is an instance hangar that is going to be assigned to you whenever you select your home location when logging into the game for the first time for a patch. When that happens, what we do is we determine the largest ship that you have and then entitle to you a persistent hangar that's of the size needed to facilitate that ship.
Oh, okay. So
whenever you go into that hangar, I just want to throw out
there. So basically, Dietrich, I think Rocco was asking Dietrich about this earlier as to how they determine the size of the hangar, and it's the largest ship you have. Oh wait, but it doesn't specify if it's like what you have in your digital hangar.
But is it just your home location? Are you not able to access it anywhere else? It's only your home location?
Oh damn, that's a good question. I have no idea.
Maybe we should keep watching it and find out.
All right. Sorry, yeah.
To the game, that hangar at your home location is always your hangar, and you'll be able to use it like your home. You'll be able to keep things in the hangar. You'll be able to leave things around.
Okay, just got to pause. This is actually what Elder's current personal hangar looks like. It's got the mole in the background and then everything else over here, you know? Just
you can invite friends in.
Throwing it out there.
I'm looking forward to it.
Your own little
that's what I look like.
Oasis.
You know what? Actually, I do have a photo of you looking like
the walls of sheets.
Walls of sheets. And then, I'm thinking back to that one photo that Flaro made where it's like the deep fry. It kind of has that same look. I'll take a picture of this now and then I'll make a Photoshop of that later for you. Okay?
Elder, the 70s.
So let's talk about for these personal hangars. How do you actually get into?
They want your what?
Mustache. They want your mustache back.
All right. We'll get back to this.
You can make a request via ATC for landing. And when we do that, we'll check to see if you have any personal hangars entitled to you. You'll be able to enter in using largely the same methodology that you do now, land, and then you can just hang out in there. As far as what can you actually do with your personal hangar and what kinds of things can you decorate with it, what we're going to do is allow you to call anything in your inventory up via that freight elevator. You can pick it up off the freight elevator either with your hands or using the tractor beam and just screw it about your location however you
man, I think it's pretty cool. Like, I know it's like, cargo hangars and that's for Bob's, but like, I still think it's cool. Like, I think it'd be pretty cool to have your own space like this. Like, it's the closest thing we'll have to like a base right now. You know what I mean?
Not even just that, but they'll tease it later. We'll talk about it then, but I think this is a step forward to them phasing out the current inventory systems that we have, where the easiest thing you can do is just quickly stash something into your local and then just be safe,
Yeah.
So just a thought, that might be a thing. Let's just keep watching because this brings up a lot of questions about that too, I think.
Also in the hangars, you'll notice several new kiosks. We have the freight elevator kiosk, which has a brand new UI and inventory system to deal with large volumes of cargo.
You're going to have on the left-hand side a section that is showing the contents of the platform itself. And on the right-hand side, similar inventory layout with all your armor and weapons and items.
And then you decide what you want to spawn in the freight elevator. The freight elevator then comes up, and then you can start doing like loading and unloading of various cargo into your ship and so on.
Rocco.
If you're considering about how you're loading things and you're trying to optimize your loading times, it'll give you a lot of power as far.
Yeah,
make that joke.
He did.
Really good
he said,
for example,
saying the walls
sure
are
certain
sheets.
kinds of things.
The walls are sheets.
Are front-loaded.
I can already see people shoving like razors and P-52s and stuff in that elevator.
Anything that's in your inventory.
P-52s in what? Just like snubs?
I can already see people shoving stuff in that elevator just to see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're gonna break the game over and over again.
Oh
I
yeah.
hope so. Yeah. Okay.
Or you're going to be able to call up. Some
Sorry.
things you might have to put into an inventory container box. We're talking 8, 16, 24, even 32 SU size container boxes that you can put large items in. Now you can raise that up on the platform, including in collections, transfer that very quickly onto your ship, and then take them to another location. In your personal hangar,
Cool.
you also have access
All
to
right,
several
had
other.
enough of the
All right, let's
cargo. Sweet. All right, I'm sorry.
Did
Go
you
ahead.
see- no, I'm just gonna go back. Did you guys see the new inventory system that they were teasing last time? This is
Yeah,
what it's
so
gonna
I-
look like.
Oh yeah, I didn't even
Dude,
notice
that is
that.
super detailed.
Uh-huh.
I like. Okay, so I don't know. I was gonna say I like the fact that the actual it makes sense, right? There's an actual itemized inventory system like that, as opposed to just shit spewed everywhere. And then it's, oh, that's my one. And then you go into and then you go into your custom tab and you have to select things, and it's just very janky, and this actually looks really good. I wonder how well I mean I'd assume it can't be that difficult to make it work well, right? But who knows, right?
Yeah. By the
How
way,
long it's-
Elder, that's one for the swear jar for this episode. You owe
All
me
right.
quite a few from the last one, so just kind of be careful.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yes,
need Granny's
sir.
cookie recipe at this point, buddy.
Oh yeah, probably.
Oh yeah.
I can go back. We were about right here.
Yep.
In your personal hangar, you'll also have access to several other kiosks, starting with the item bank.
Which are another form of kiosk, which you could almost consider like a small freight elevator in a way, in that you can retrieve personal items such as clothing, armor, and weapons.
Because the item that's being delivered will be delivered in a tray that's in the same machine. So you interact that kind of like you interact with a loot box, and you get that out. So no other player can actually physically get anything from your local inventory.
And these item banks can be found not just within the hangars, but also the wider location, such as your hubs and other key areas of a location to
Dude.
retrieve your personal items.
Since you can't interact with your inventory anymore at any given time, it means we need to have enough item banks around each location so you don't block each other from accessing a terminal, right?
It's just a quicker way to get a quick gun or a few meta pins or your armor without having to load it up from the freight elevator. And the last kiosk that I want to talk about is the ASOP terminal.
Yep.
So they're putting those terminals in the hangar you spawn in, so that way you have quick access to your items? So is that their way of... Am I understanding that correctly? Is that what they just basically said?
Well, everywhere, yeah. The hangar, the out
Well,
by
because-
the ship kiosks. and
Okay,
in the
wait.
hubs.
But that's your inventory for the location, specifically for the location. But the only way you can get to that inventory is through those kiosks. Is that what it
It's
is?
in that kiosk now, yeah. Instead of having full
Access
rain
anywhere.
yeah, exactly. It localizes it into that single location. Sorry, hitting my mic apparently. Localization or no more hitting eye. Exactly that.
No more
it's
hitting eye. Okay.
It's a good system, I think.
It's their attempt at realism, right? I mean,
yeah.
That was a
what do you mean?
there was no hesitation in that at all.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is going to be, I think, the best effort that they have right now until they can fine tune it further and further down the line, right? Because eventually, I think what we're going to see is the closets and everything else being used. Item banks, I think, are going to be what they're using for when you're initially getting your loadout set up, and then to store your items, you're going to have to put it in certain, storage locations within the ship. Otherwise, where are you going to put it? There's not going to be any local inventory within the ship,
Yeah.
Eventually, they're just going to phase that out entirely, which is good. Yeah. That's a good step in the right direction, I think.
Especially for looting and things like that too.
Or even the fact, how many times have you guys killed someone on a ship, and then you have to blow up the ship to actually access that inventory to see if they have anything? It's like, hey, let's treat this like a loot pinata at that point.
Wait, what do you mean? Why would
if they store something inside of their ship? If you want to get any extra boxes, you have to do that, and it spawns in the stuff, and it just feels like a weird system that's a placeholder for now.
Yeah,
that's more or less what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what you mean.
let's keep going. There's one thing that they bring up I thought was interesting,
which we have positioned in the hangar, so you can request your ships from within the hangar and not just the spaceport.
So they will still remain in the spaceport. So if you don't have a personal hangar in your location, you can request your ship also from there.
What we're doing is we're changing the way that the ships spawn in the game.
You can now request your ships from within the hangar and they will appear to you, but they won't just come out of thin air. What happens is the whole of the floor will open up.
You get this like amazing view of the hangar, the lights dim, the doors open.
And the landing platform will be rising up towards you and your ship will be there.
Oh.
We try to balance it in a way that it doesn't take too much time for you, but also that it feels like it has the right weight to it, but also you don't have to wait for it too long.
Sorry, I'm noticing
So now
render lag. I don't know if it's on my end or if it's on the stream end or what's going on.
Are you doing anything else on your PC while it's playing?
No,
it's fine. It's really not that bad. But can you rewind that? I want to watch that come up again because that was pretty sick.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was pretty badass looking, honestly. So that's what it's going to look like when our ships come up.
What I want to do, this is going to be the new game. We spawn in a ship or have that like whole door open, and then we kick someone from the party and then we push them in, 300 style, right?
I would know that in the hangar and they will appear to you.
Okay, we can watch.
But they won't just come out of thin air. What happens is the whole of the floor will open up.
You get this like amazing view of the hangar, the lights dim, the doors open.
And the landing platform will be rising up towards you and your ship will be there.
We try to balance it in a way that it doesn't take too much time for you, but also that it feels like it has the right weight to it, but also you don't have to wait for it too long.
What I like is it kind of takes a step back from the whole watching a ship suddenly just exist.
Yeah.
And it brings like an animation and everything else to it. I really like that. I think that seems
I
cool.
see this animation going to be in so many upcoming videos where they're making either a montage or this or that. I'm looking at you down there, by the way, and they're going to make this huge montage, and it's always going to start with whatever ship just coming up out of the floor with some badass music playing.
What he's trying to say is that
thanks,
you can
buddy.
use it for your you can use it for your roleplay videos. Roleplay videos
exactly.
are going to be like
my guy will be standing there, but he's going to look like a badass and not this tool.
Also, I would love to Sparta kick someone into that, like just into that opening as it opens.
Just hear me out. Like, doesn't it sound like the best? Like this guy's standing right here, have him a little bit close to the edge, and then you just use the middle mouse button in cap,
and you
drop down.
No. You kick him and you go, "This is Sparta," and you spit all over the place while you're saying it.
This is Grimhex. This is Grimhex.
This is Grimhex. I don't know. It's not quite the same though.
This is Grim Imperial Hex. You just make it even longer and like
Pyro.
This is Pyro. Pyro works actually.
Anyone with their gladiators coming up, that's me. I just never go to the home planet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There we go.
So now you have a seamless transition and a realistic way of storing your ships away.
Additionally, you can do clever things like call up a smaller vehicle, such as a ground vehicle, drive it off, and then call up a larger vehicle. Then you'll have access to your ground vehicles without having to go to another location.
So this is a huge thing for logistics. How many times have you had to spawn in a vehicle at any of the outposts on a planet or moon, and it takes good 45 minutes to actually get there, load it up, get everything situated? Whereas
it's a huge
some of the time for for org ops, especially. I'm thinking like Jumptown or any kind of ambushes. This is going to be great, honestly.
Yeah, it's a huge drain on time when you have to go do all those extra steps. Yeah, I definitely agree with this. What's that?
The one time that we did the dragonflies on the Herson JT.
Oh, dude, that was fun
to coordinate everything. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. It took all the preparation. It's just kind of what took up half the time, but it's still a blast.
You'll be able to call up multiple ships and maybe have one person fly off with one ship, call another one, have another person in your party fly up with another ship. Or you can just call up a ship, change your mind, and then call up a different ship without.
So, sorry, Z is mentioning that the vehicle thing is not going to work when 3.23 initially comes out. It's going to be later down the pipeline.
Wait,
having to leave or anything like that. It gives.
Wait, so this isn't 3.23. persistent hangars?
Persistent hangars, but not the animations where it pushes up the ship with the animations and everything else.
You're gonna have to wait on your roleplay videos, buddy.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
It's
I'm
there.
just gonna say my immersion a couple of times and just be angry. It's okay. It'll be fun.
Right.
All right, back to this.
Gives you a lot of flexibility. And I can already tell what some of you are thinking right now. We're not going to let the system like eat your body and store it into the inventory or anything like that. We'll make sure to account for that such that if there's a blocking change that happens, we'll stop the process, go back up to the default state, and then tell the player about the issue so that they can account for it. If you do want to jump into the platform just before it closes and fall to your death, you can fall to your death if you want to.
If you want to.
So this is really cool.
That laugh got me. He really pushed that out. Yeah, play that again. I know.
You can fall to your death if you want to.
So this is really cool.
Oh, please.
And we're really happy to get this in. It's been discussed for some years now, and it's been a very tricky thing to fit in, and certain tech's required to be able to do it. You'd be able to have this hangar your own space and call your own ships and do a lot more within the hangar now.
Now that we're adding all of this new facility to the hangars in the game, allowing them to be persistent, adding these freight elevators, adding the ship platform, there's a lot of more things that we have to have in these hangars for them to be useful for what we're adding.
So the hangar sizes had to increase quite a bit. We did not want to do that originally in the beginning, but soon when we did prototyping, we figured out that not all the hangars, as I said, like the low-tech hangars in particular, are quite old by this point. Not all of them were to the same standards or metrics. We figured that with the landing pad now going down, you had this gap for like quite some time before the doors close. So
that is a really good question. Can you keep corpses in the personal hangars? Because
are you talking about because of what Dietrich said?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Hear me out. All I want to do is I want to have the Med Runner outfits that I had from the other day, and just start a stack in the corner, and that's gonna be like what I do. You know, just saying.
He's gonna have them lined up like the Iron Man suits.
This is gonna be a very sick hangar. Not even mine will be like that. You know what would be cool is if you could throw hangars onto the pads at
this point.
Yeah, it'd be cool if you could like throw the bodies onto where the ships come up, and every time a ship comes up, bodies just kind of like sitting on that under it. That'd be sick. I know that's probably not gonna be persistent, but I mean, it's a persistent hangar. You could decorate it however you want. Why not with the corpses of your victims?
Just fill it with bodies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, back to this.
So there was a very narrow walkway for the player sometimes. So we had to rejig some things and made it actually larger.
So the large and XL have had significant size changes. So the XL is about 20% larger, and the large is about 30% larger. So certain ships that were a little tight can now fit a lot more easily.
Set them up with couches.
Like your wings or
the couches
scratch the walls of it.
This is actually a really nice like fix where they're actually increasing the size. How many times have you gone to like a spaceport where it's the Pisces that's in, you know, Grimhex Hangar 13, and then your Carrack or whatever the fuck you're like, I'm sorry, cursing. Whatever you fly is yeah, I know that's a negative one for the swear jar.
He hates that. He hates that.
Pause. Every time we do that, we're not gonna do it all the time. We could, but that's a lot.
10 years. Did Grimhex Hangar 13 just get bigger? So hold on. What were you saying? I'm sorry, Dad. Go ahead, please.
No, I was just gonna say, like, it's gonna be very nice to have a little bit of extra space to do, you know, all that. All right, since we're doing it.
Night City. Well, the other thing too is so kind of to answer your question, if you have a larger ship than the Carrack, then yes, the hangar will be larger.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So, or wait a minute, how is it going to work when you call a hangar on the way in? That's the question. It's going to be according to your largest ship?
Or maybe we finish the video and maybe it'll answer for us.
Oh my goodness. We're not here to watch a
video. It feels a bit more natural and better to the play experience to land in your hangar now.
The medium is the same, but taller. And the small has not been changed. But we have classified ships to fit into the medium that were once classified as small. So hopefully a much better player experience than there has been before.
Are these persistent hangars? Can people just fly into that, steal your stuff as the doors are opening and all that? Or is it not accessible at that point?
I hope so.
I bet it's not accessible. I bet it'll be a lot like if you're flying in the wrong area of a city, it'll just like turn you around.
I think of like games like Fallout 76 where there's certain parts of the map where you can go underground and it's only accessible to you or whoever is allowed inside of your base. You know, that kind of situation is what I'm thinking. But yeah, I'll play this really quick. I got to fix something.
And it's been interesting to take the design of a elevator and the door and extrapolate that across multiple sizes. So in some cases you can kind of widen out the door and use the same shapes, and in some cases you need to think really about how those shapes work, and sometimes they don't work within a small door, for example, when it did work in a much wider door. So we've had to play around with that and keep them looking consistent with each other, but also adapt those shapes to work for each size.
So this is an actualization of a long-term goal for this entire cargo career, to make the whole thing feel more real. It means that the whole experience is going to allow for manual loading. It'll also feel more rewarding because it'll give you more interesting choices to make throughout the process. It'll make multi-crewing a more interesting and useful experience. It's going to just make the whole experience a more skill-intensive and interesting. And
did he say the hull or the whole? I'm just wondering. Like, what did you guys hear there?
That's hull, I think.
Hull experience. Okay.
Tactile. Another thing that we've talked about is automated loading in the games. This allows you to still do commodity trading without needing to actually move the boxes yourself. It will be an option in the commodity terminal. Whenever you go and you pick the destination inventory, you'll be confronted with several options. One is the location inventory. The next will be all your ships that are at the location. If you choose a ship, you'll have the option to have it be automatically unloaded or loaded for you, of course, with an added cost. The ship has to be stored to allow for the transfer.
All right.
And it will be time locked.
What's up?
I was going to say, if they're going to add that ability to have it loaded for you for an extra cost, it has to be significant enough where people will actually want to save the money to do it themselves. You know what I mean?
Well, he did just say that it would be time locked too. So it's probably going to take you time to do it or time locked either way. So maybe you've got other stuff to do and it's worth it, depending on the cost, of course. But I don't think it's going to be like, oh, click a button and pay an extra 10 grand and it be instant. I don't think that's what's going to happen.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
How will it work at derelict sites? That's one thing I was kind of wondering is, how's the cargo loading going to work at, certain outposts that have the trading terminal? Are they going to just have to rework that entirely? Are they going to have a way to keep people from entering those ships and stealing the cargo as you're trying to transfer it, or like ramming your ship at that point? I don't know. That's a really good question. Especially like derelict sites, because they're not really set up for that. Like the RMC buying terminals or whatever, right?
I would think, so I was just going to say, I think that at some point they'll probably have to rework it, but I'm willing to bet for now it's going to be this thing where it still just pops in your ship at the sites. Right?
Probably for now, yeah. Because everything in the game right now is kind of giant placeholder.
Well, because they have to create a place for it to actually come up, right? So if they don't have that built in, what else can they do, really?
Right.
While that transfer is occurring, different locations in the game will have different amounts of time. Places that are more optimized for trade are going to allow for faster transfer. You'll be able to still do the trading. You just have to wait a little bit and pay a bit more money. So your profits won't be quite as good in that case. Once the automatic loading process is finished, you can just go to the Ace Hub terminal in the hangar, access it, raise it, and go off, and you're on your way. if you care about cargo, this is going to be transformational. But even if you're not interested in cargo at all, it's still a foundational change for the game that fundamentally changes principles about inventory, physicality, and your play experience.
The work's ongoing. Yeah. We're nearly there. I think.
What is this?
Drugs?
Like drugs? Looks like drugs.
It looks like
team's done a great job.
I don't know anything about that. Sorry.
On this, it's been tricky to get it working as it should be.
It's a big milestone for the game that's been years in the making and coming. While I'm here to talk about it today, there's been a large number of teams across the entire company that have helped. Everybody from art, animation, VFX, through to all of the gameplay teams, engine teams. We've had a huge effort from us.
Okay, there was an image that Contagion just posted. Let me bring that up. That's actually a really good one. It'll be a sec. It's from a sneak peek image a while back. It's not great quality in here, but it's fine.
It's still. 1 sec. Oh, is that an old photo or old image? Photo, definitely old image.
Not from that long ago. It was, I think, last winter, like
still
2023.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it would be good to see stuff like that because I caught myself. I didn't swear. It would be good to see stuff like that. I think it really does add to the game. Like, I know that like cargoing and stuff like that isn't like my thing, but I like seeing that realism.
Yeah, I do agree.
Austin, Montreal, Los Angeles, Frankfurt, Manchester. It's been a big endeavor. So I want to thank everyone that's been helping to see this vision through. And I'm really looking forward to getting this into your hands so that you can play with it.
Pico, no!
Poor bastard.
He's going to steal the cargo.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that the days of big ships scraping by the edges of player hangars are almost behind us. That you'll soon be able to spawn your ships and have them rise up directly into these newly expanded hangars. And that the freight elevators and item banks within will herald a new future of physicalized cargo loading that should have long-reaching ramifications for life in the verse. And of course, while everything you see on ISC is always an early work in progress, because of the dramatic and far-reaching effects these systems will have on all life in the verse, you can expect this work will continue to iterate and evolve from what you've just seen between now and its upcoming targeted release in Alpha 3.23. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the process of game development with you, and we'll see you all here next week.
I'm Jared Huckabee. He like has the name for it.
Yeah,
he like has the name to be.
No, go back.
Oh, there's always like a
little Easter egg. Yep.
Oh, I got it.
Enjoy something.
Hi. We had a meme image for the end of the show. It's been our thing this season. This week's was a little too hot for TV, so we're gonna put this week's image in your hands. I'm going to give you a frame, and you put whatever you want on here.
Oh, it's the masks.
Oh,
yeah.
Let's do it.
Here's my face.
Great.
I'm going to have so much fun
knowing
with
this is a bad idea.
Okay. There it is.
That's a mistake. It's a mistake.
We're going to put the Griefers Pub logo on that, right?
Yeah, he'd be like, Jared Huckabee is... All right.
Supporting it. Okay.
Cool. All right, now I'm going out of there.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that though? I had seen something. I thought he was going to show something that showed up on the news and info. You know what I'm talking about with the mask thing or something?
The what?
The masks.
Which masks?
Am I making stuff up now? Oh my god, that's way up there. You know what?
It wouldn't be the first time.
Just let's just pretend I didn't say anything. That's better.
It's fun.
Let's all stare at him and wait for him to think of something.
No, okay, I'm not. I'm looking at you.
All right, Itachi, stop talking.
all right.
We're done. Never send anybody else. That's the best part. Okay. Anyways, so take backs from the episode. What do you think? I know
I
kind
just
of
wanted to read this.
Episode, but
I want to put Eldrick in a storage box and have someone accidentally beam him on their ship. Jared is for. No, actually, Chris Roberts is. Take away.
Confirmed.
I mean, you guys have questions about how. So I've seen people talk about like asking questions about like, are we going to be able to get into people's hangars because of persistent?
It sounds like they want to get people away from that system where they have access to the ship and getting in to maybe remove the element of griefing within Armistice. maybe that's what they're trying to accomplish here.
What? So there's going to be like no sneaking on board? That's like one of the coolest things I liked about it.
It is, but at the same time, like sneaking on board in Armistice is kind of in a weird spot because they can't do anything to defend themselves. Yeah, it'll say you're trespassing, and as soon as they're out of that like range, you might be able to just shoot them because they're inside of their ship. It's just kind of a weird situation, I think, for everybody. You know?
Yeah, but
for the most part, I think it's an improvement. It kind of gives them a little bit more. I don't want to say protection, but at least gives them options to keep their stuff. So,
yeah, but well, I guess still though, I'm just wondering how that will work because so the hangar is an instanced hangar, right?
Think of this as your home. Oh, think of this at your home hangar. That is your only safe starting point because you can't do this at every point. That makes more sense.
Oh, I see. So, yeah.
So maybe like it's tied to like your like home, spawn or how that works. I don't know, but it's interesting.
So my takeaway from this is that CIG's going woke because they're giving you a safe space. No? All right.
I think no. So it looks like they're trying to implement systems that are taking us away from that inventory system where it is, just clicking tab and I know it's but I always do tab because of other games, and allowing you to actually have more physicalized options for transfer, which makes sense. I get it. I think that actually seems good. It's a good start.
Yeah, I agree. I do. I like it too. I like the idea. I don't know. I just like the thing that attracted me to Star Citizen to begin with was it was doing a lot of the things that I wished at the time Elite Dangerous was doing, and like allowing you to feel like you're living there, Like
right, yeah.
I know people joke about immersion and stuff, but like I want to feel like I'm actually living in this verse, and things like not being able to just press I for an overall, like, because think about it, 2 years ago you could be on the orbital and you press I and you get an inventory for whatever was down in New Babbage, also up in, what I mean? So like I like the idea of doing it this way where it's like you got to bring your stuff to a certain place if that's where you want to have it,
I think even before that there was a system where to access like personal items such as like armor, you'd use your mobi-glass for a long time, and they slowly have been getting away from that further and further. Even within recent patches, they show us having a localized inventory for like medical supplies. If you want to access those, you have to be within a certain proximity of that within the spaceports. So it is slowly progressing to, I think, that proper physicalized system. With that, I hope that we'd see armors and like helmets, items like that, a little bit more detailed too, just because it'd be neat to be able to take an item and actually look like that instead of just a placeholder box. You know what I'm saying? That's personal thought. Yeah.
The other thing I was thinking too is that like when with people like, well, I guess it's like that now. I was gonna say with it being this, I don't know where I was gonna say that maybe it would like create more moving around of items and more opportunities to actually be able to like pirate people as well. I thought that'd be kind of cool. So
I think,
but maybe it's the same way now, really, though, right? Between locations, anyway.
You can kind of do that, but it's a little bit more apparent because those are going to actually be stashed in the boxes on the ship, as opposed to, I'm hoping at some point we don't have those like weird local inventories like we were just talking about before. So I think from like a piracy and PvP standpoint, I think it makes a lot of sense to go this way, because then you actually have all those opportunities, like you said. So I think it's
excited to see. I'm excited to see, especially with people like you, Dead, to find the ways that you guys infiltrate and find your nooks and crannies and your opportunities in order to either get on a ship or steal someone's boxes or all those different little things. Or, well, I know this is going to be your trophies, but yeah, I'm anxious to see how people are going to figure that out. That's what I'm really curious about.
I'm excited not to have to store like the Medrudder corpses in the freelancer bathroom, because at one point they were piling out when I was trying to, have someone else sneak on board and, take them hostage, and it was a little too obvious. So that was fun though. Good times.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it gets to a point where we have our own base, and maybe we can like make that base next to like a giant pit and just like keep throwing all the corpses of the people we've killed and just fill it up because they stay there persistently. Is that sick? Should I laugh like that guy?
Okay, there it is. That's what we're going to use on the phone image right there. Like that was great. That was perfect. So thank you very much, Elder.
We won.
Yeah.
No comment on that one.
Were there any comments that anybody had in like say chat? Otherwise, I think I've said everything I need to say personally. Yeah, that's my
just
thought.
that your breath smells really bad, dude.
Oh, you can smell that? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Jesus, dude.
Oh shoot! Hold on, I can really.
Black plague, here we come. Whoa.
Gosh. All right. I think you guys are good.
I'm a stink sandwich.
I think let's send you guys over to someone else. What do you think? I think we've said everything we need.
Yeah,
I'm trying here. So with that being said, this Sunday, just a reminder, we are going to be doing a special interview with a couple of friends. We've got Time Delight from Imperial Sunday coming in with Booberry from RAM. And we're going to be talking the FPS 5v5 tournament, some of the things that they've been doing with that, and what it could potentially mean for, you know, that section of the community, which honestly, we've got the semifinals on Saturday, 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to that. So just wanted to do a little bit of a shout out for that too.
Yeah, looking forward to doing that, honestly. I think it's going to be pretty cool. Wait, so we have Booberry and Time Delight? That's pretty cool. So we're going to make a 5-person panel.
Has he not been reading the notes?
I have been. That's why I said that. I knew it. I was just saying. Okay. I don't know, man.
I heard the inflection, like we have what? We have both? And that was just kind of enough of an indicator. It was just like, maybe he doesn't read them.
I don't know about this guy, Dad. I don't know about him.
All right. Let's go find someone to raid, I think. What do you guys think?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it. If anybody has anybody they want to watch, let us know. Go try it. Anybody even did a big event once?
Dad Frag, that's right.
Dad Frag.
Dad Frag.
Is Dad Frag streaming? I don't think he is. Something tells me he's not. Le Tired is on. Okay. Tarantura. I feel like that's how you should say your name, by the way. Tarantura. Oh, Elder's new PC is on its way. Oh, you have a new PC on the way.
He's got a new PC. Yeah, isn't that exciting?
Dude, that's freaking awesome.
Let's go raid Le Tired. That's the first one I saw. So we're going to send you guys over to him. Okay. With that being said, you guys have a great night, and we'll catch you on Sunday. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Sunday, Elder. Sunday.
Sunday, not Saturday.